Hello, everyone. How are you? Thank you very much for attending this webinar today. My name is Diego Mezen. I'm the product manager for Peanut Automation Platform here in Latin America. Actually, I just want to remind you that you can share your questions using the bottom of the chat scroll down, and I think that you will be seeing on your right side of your screen. So if you have any question or any comment you would like to share with us, with me actually, I can read it and I can answer it right now. Okay. I'm gonna start with the whole presentation based on the product. Okay. So I will like that if you could mute your microphone for the whole webinar. And after that, if you want to unmute it and talk to me, it's gonna be okay for me, okay? So I really appreciate if you could mute your microphones, okay? So I can start the whole okay. All right. Okay. Well, let's start talking, okay? Let's start talking because the webinar is how to send PLCs data up to Amazon Web Services. Okay, this webinar will show you different topics regarding on what is an MQTT protocol. In this case, how does this protocol MQTT works to, and how to link OT with IT environments. Okay, this is like a good part in which Vino will fit really well, and after that we will be talking about the model, which is the main actor in this history, that is Vino AWS client model. And after that, we will be looking for a demonstration using the whole platform of Vino automation. All right. So let's start talking about what is MQTT protocol. The MQTT protocol is a end-to-end protocol developed by IBM. And this case is like a telemetry transport protocol based on messages, on queues, and it is using the OSI standard based on TCP/IP connection. Right? This protocol actually works really well for, in this case, collecting data from any application and sending it back to the cloud. Remember that actually there's a lot of cloud expositors that allows communication coming from this MQTT protocol. So if you are using like, I don't know, like Amazon Web Services, which is like a great expositor on cloud environments, it collects information. It can subscribe. It has its own broker to collect information over MQTT protocol. Actually, if you're using Azure IoT Hub, actually, if you are using Google Core IoT, or even if you have any other application which will be working as a subscriber or publisher MQTT protocol, this webinar is great for you. Okay, so this protocol works as like a pops up message services. In this case, there's like a three parts on this communication. The first one, it will be the publisher. The one in the middle will be the broker, and the other side you will have the subscriber. So what does each part does in the protocol is what we are going to talk about, and that is what Vino also will do too. All right. So in this case, the publisher is the part which will pull the information, will push the information up to a cloud environment. Okay. But the broker is the one that manages the communication between both applications, the one that will be publishing and the other one that will be reading. In this case, that will be the subscriber part. Okay, so the broker actually is like a security guard, and it is hired by any environment, any cloud environment that you have. If you are working with Amazon Web Services has its own broker, which will be managing the whole communication over MQTT protocol. If you are using Mosquito, Mosquito works as a broker too. Okay, if you are using like UBDots, it has its own broker. And if you are using Google Core, if you are using Azure IoT, you will be using the broker from its own. All right. So if you want to publish information, you will be sending information from your data source. I don't know if you are working with any kind of application, or if you are using any kind of industrial device, such as PLC, such as DCS, such as sensors. If you are using like an OPC server or OPC UA server, you can publish that information back to your broker, back to your cloud environment, okay? And in that part, your cloud environment will be in charge of taking that data over the broker, passing through the protocol MQTT, and it will treat that data based on data analytics, based on processing, based on reports, on dashboards, on whatever you need to do. And it is up to your cloud environment platform to treat that data as the way as you need it, okay? And there's another part that is the subscriber part. The subscriber part is the one that takes that data from the broker, in this case, and use it to any kind of for any kind of implementation. As I told you, actually, in this case, the cloud platform will be acting as a subscriber too. So it will take the data from its own broker, it subscribes to its topic, and it will take the data and it will make any kind of information treatment, okay? But in the middle of the communication, once you publish the information, you need to publish in any location, right? This location is called topic, okay? The topic is pretty much like a tag path in which the data will be located on the broker, okay? So every broker has its own topics, but also you can create, if you are publishing data, you can create your own topic. So you will be selecting or you will be typing your own topic in the case you want to publish any kind of information in a specific topic on the broker, okay? So if you are, I don't know, if you're working with Amazon Web Services, you could use Amazon Web Services topics, or also you can provide your own topic. This isn't matter which kind of topic you were using, all right? The topic specifically is the path where the data will be located and where the data will be published, and also in which the subscriber will be subscribed to that topic and take that data, okay? Once we do this, once you do this, the whole communication will be closed. In this case, the cycle will be closed, and then information will be polling and publishing or subscribing even in different cases, okay? Now, you were be wondering in how we can integrate, in this case, I don't know, if you are working with PLCs such as Siemens, or if you work with Schneider Electric, if you work with Allen Bradley Robot Automation, if you work with an OPC UA server from any vendor, you want to know how I can pull the data and how can I publish directly to my Amazon Web Services? Because if you know, there are different protocols between them, okay? If you are using, I don't know, like Schneider, you were using like a Modbus protocol, Modbus TCP or RTU. It was, in this case, TCP is working over the TCP channel, okay? But in this case, Amazon Web Services talks only MQTT or even talks OPC UA, okay? So we need to link that gap between your plant floor devices and your IT applications. Business automation not also send data over MQTT protocol. It can send data over OPC UA. It can send data to any SCADA. It can send data to any HMI. It can send data to any REST API application or web application that you already develop, or an existing environment for REST, like a web page, okay? Or even you can send data over any kind of file, such as CSV or XML or any other kind of files, okay? But this webinar is talking about the MQTT protocol, okay? About how to link your PLC's data to AWS over MQTT. So in this case, since many years ago, we have been using industrial devices to perform any kind of automation in control environments. Okay, we use like a PLCs, sensors, power meters, DCS, RTUs, and also we take data from those devices and send it to the SCADAs or HMIs or even ERPs, SAP too. Nowadays, that kind of requirements have been changed, and nowadays we need to collect that information not only in your SCADA, not only in my HMI, not only in my ERP. Besides that, we need to take that data and send it back to a platform that is kind of abstract, that is not located in your computer, that is already like, I don't know, like it is floating on the web. And that's part of the IoT industrial gateway that is being an automation platform, okay? We link the information coming from any kind of device or any kind of application, no matter which protocol you are using, and you can link it back directly to the application in which it will be using like cloud protocols, okay? So we can connect through any application, through any devices, and send it back to any kind of IT applications, okay? And that's why during the past of the years, actually, Beano platforms have been working on different scenarios that allows like a directly communication to any or to different, specifically different industrial or even IT applications, in this case, such as Amazon Web Services or Google or Azure. So we developed an industrial IoT gateway, and under this industrial IoT gateway, which is not only a software, it could be a hardware that we already provide to us, to you, I'm sorry. We developed a model called AWS Client Model, okay? Under the product, under the gateway, all right? So this model, it's pretty much like a converter, okay? But it really used the whole MQTT protocol, the whole theory and the whole practically application to the protocol, all right? So we, in this case, create that model, which will allow us to take information that is coming from any data source that approaches to Beano platform, and then once the information is already on Beano platform, no matter if it is coming from OPC server, because we can read any kind of OPC server DA and UA. No matter if you are reading Modbus directly, we can read Modbus with Beano directly. We can read Siemens directly. No matter if we are using Allen Bradley PLCs, such as ControlLogix or MicroLogix, we can use Beano to collect information over OPC. No matter if we are reading information from a CSV, the whole information, once it is approached to Beano automation platform, it will be sent using the AWS client model to Amazon Cloud, okay? How we do it, that's part of the model, okay? We do it based on the communication parameters that AWS has, and based on the security parameters that already, in this case, AWS has, and its broker too, okay? So we do not connect to AWS. We connect to the AWS broker, okay? Which it is the one that manages the whole communication, okay? So with this client, you will be connecting to any AWS broker in the market. And why not? Also, the same model will be working to you to connect to other brokers in the market, such as AWS, such as Google, such as Azure, okay? So the same model will work for you in this case. So we create like 3 models under I'm sorry. In this case, to connect to the 3 most important cloud environments on the world, okay? Google, Azure, and Amazon, okay? So in this case, the webinar, as you know, we were talking about the AWS, but in the future we will be presenting another model based for Google, for Azure. If you want it right now, if you need communication to Azure or Google, talk to me. I can send you the whole information. You can do it with the same model as you're using, that AWS client model, correct? So Bean automation is an IoT platform over software and hardware too. And that, in this case, link the gap between platform data and cloud or web solution by using different protocols. And as you can see at the screen right now, you will be seeing that in this case we can take data from any kind of industry, of any kind of industrial environment, and we can in this case pull that data, take it, in this case Bean automation take it, and then it can push it or publish or send it back to any kind of application. Okay, so we talk about three level of approach. The first one is like a data connectivity, which is mean the whole data sources connectivity that we have. The second one is like a data management, in which we can, in this case, apply any kind of calculation algorithm or any kind of historian action to the data. And the third one, it will be like the data delivery, the one that we can share the information to any other application at the world. All right. So in this case, what is Bean AWS Client? It's one of the 30 models of Bean. Provides full connectivity to Amazon Web Services Cloud, but also it can provide full connectivity to Google Core IoT and also to Azure IoT Hub, okay, or even a custom MQTT broker, right? So it is based on the MQTT protocol, all right? So we take the data from the sensors, we pull the data, and we send it back to AWS over the MQTT protocol. Also, in this case, Bean can provide information to AWS if you are using like Amazon Greengrass. You know what it is? It is like the OPC UA client for Amazon Web Services. So we also can send data over OPC UA because Bean has its own OPC UA server to send data. Okay. If you have any kind of question related to this topic, you feel free to start posting on the chat, and I'll be reading once we finish the demonstration, right? For this time, I don't know if you have any kind of question. Please tap it right down, right there. And I'm gonna switch to this part. I know that if you have, or if you're gonna have time to type the question, or if you have to leave webinar, I don't know. Please take a look at this part. This is the main part of Bean to support, to help. All right, we can help you. We can share you any kind of configuration. We can help you with a demonstration online. We can help you right there with your device. We can help you with an advice. We can help you with an architecture. All right. So there's like our main offices. There's our email. Okay. You can visit our website and you can start downloading Bean automation platform for free. You don't have to pay anything. You can try the whole platform during 30 days with no restriction. The whole protocol, the whole products, the whole models, you can start right now, download it. It's not a big deal. You install it. It will install in 1 minute, and you will be testing everything you need. All right. As you will see actually in the demonstration that I'm going to do right now, that's pretty much the same thing that you can do with your own implementation in your plan. All right. So let's switch to demonstration. I'm gonna close here. I'm going to close here. Close here. Okay. Let's see. Bean automation comes with a web GUI platform configurator. Okay. It basically is like you can configure in this case Bean platform, Bean automation platform over a web browser. Okay. It's pretty much based on JavaScript and HTML communication and configuration or programming part. So once you install Bean on your own computer, you just need to open your web browser as you desire. In this case, I use Google Chrome. In this case, well, once I open, I just hit the IP address of my computer where the Bean is installed, and also the port 8003, which is the port of configuration, which is predefined, right? You can customize too. Okay, so if you hit localhost 8003, you will be redirecting to the whole platform of Bean automation. Okay, under user, the name of the user by default is admin, and the password is Bean in case sensitive. All right, you will be logging under the full configuration panel of Bean automation platform. At your left side of your window, you will be seeing that there's like data, system, and user panes, right? Under data, you will be looking about the data that already Vino has coming from any kind of model, coming of any kind of device, of any kind of application. If you have, I don't know, like if you are looking for like a sensor temperature data, you will be looking right here. Once Vino connect to your sensor temperature, you will be looking here the data, okay? If you, I don't know, like if you are historian, you're making some kind of history, remember that Vnode comes with a historian based on MongoDB. So if you are logging data on MongoDB, you will be looking right here, okay? But the main idea of this, or the specific part in which we were locating right now, is the system part, okay? Is the system part, in this case, because you go to config pane over on their system, and you will be selecting models, all right? In this kind of models, you will be creating any kind of model you want, okay? If you are using, I don't know, if you need to connect to, I don't know, to a PLC call using Modbus, you will be selecting the model which will provide you the whole communication to Modbus devices. In this case, if you are needing to connect to AWS over MQTT, you will be prompted to this part. You select this bottom, create new model, and once you create a model, you will be selecting the model that provides you the full connectivity over AWS using MQTT protocol. So right here, if you use the drop down in model type, you will be seeing that there's a lot of models that Vino uses. Okay, if you want to I don't know, to log data to SQL, if you want to make some calculation over the data, if you want to log data over MongoDB, or even if you have another like Marquesini machines for pharmaceutical, or if you have any kind of Metro Toledo scale, you can connect to it right now. If you are using Modbus, you can connect to Modbus. But in this case, if you are using OPC UA or OPC UA, also you can collect data from that. So in this case, we use MQTT client because we know that we are going to send data to AWS. Okay, so we select it and click here and save. All right, it will be appear under models, the model that you already created. Okay, okay. So under model, you will be selecting to create a new connection. Okay, under the model, you can connect to different, or there's no restriction to connection to different brokers at the same time. Okay, you can create as many connections as brokers you have. Okay, so in this case, I create a connection, new connection called AWS, such as Amazon Web Services. So I could, in this case, so I could identify what I can do. Okay, so once you create the AWS, you can select from the destination broker. Remember that I told you that with the same model, you can connect to any kind of broker. Okay, let's see. We can use Microsoft Azure IoT. We can use Amazon Web Services, Google Core IoT, or if you have any kind of broker that is not part of the most important that already spoke to you, you can use the custom part. Okay, the custom part will be providing you the full communication to any kind of broker. All right. If you are using Mosquito, UB.Tag.io, whatever you need, you can use the custom. Okay. So there is no restriction for you to any kind of communication to MQTT protocol. Okay, or any kind of broker. Okay. You can connect to anyone. All right. So I'll select Amazon Web Services because the webinar is part of this. Okay. And actually, the whole communication based on security authority is based on certificates, right? For Amazon Web Services. So we need to provide the certificate for in this case, for the thing on Amazon, for the private key and the root CA. How we can get that certificates right now? Okay, we get coming from your own Amazon Web Services environment. Okay, if you have been worked with this with Amazon, that's good. If you are not, if you are, I don't like trying to do it right now, it will be actually really intuitive to use it. Okay, so for the first time, I'm sorry, for the first part too, you will be going to your own AWS IoT environment. You have to create your own account in Amazon Web Services, and you go to AWS IoT, and you create. In this case, you will be creating. Let me show you. You will be creating. I think it will be the part that brings the link between your Vino automation platform and, in this case, Amazon Web Services. This is part of the broker. Okay, so I don't know, like if you create like I think I created already a Vino MQTT demonstration right here. Once I create it, you will be providing about the security. Okay, the security certificates will be located right here. So I'm gonna switch here just to show you. Okay, so if you create the certificates, there are the whole certificates for Vino that for Amazon Web Services that you will need. Okay, you just downloaded them. You will be needing the first one, that is the thing certificate. You will be needing the other one, that is the private certificate, and there's another one that it's called the root certificate, that is already based on Amazon Web Services entity certified. So you have to activate it and download it and save it as a PEM terminate. Okay. Once you download those certificates, you will be, in this case, allowed to, in this case, to upload it right here. Okay. If you upload it, that's good. Okay. Then after that, there's like connection options. Okay. Protocol MQTTs, because the Amazon Web Services already asked to use that. Okay. And the broker URL, how can we get the broker URL? Actually, we get it right here. Let me show you. So, okay. If you go to settings, you'll see that the broker URL is the part that links the full communication. Okay. Okay. You copy and paste it right here. Okay. We use the port 8883. Okay, as predefined or default port for MQTT protocol or MQTTs, and we hit like a Vino client. Like client ID for MQTT communication. The client ID is the one that identifies the one that is publishing or subscribing in the MQTT communication too. Okay, okay, and after that, we just already finished the whole part of connectivity. But once we finish that, we need to set up the part of publishing or subscribing data. In this case, we are going to use a publisher. We are going to use Vnode as a publish part. We'll be publishing data up to Amazon Web Services, data that is already coming on Vnode, already coming from any kind of PLC or OPC server or whatever. All right. So you have to define an agent right here. Click here, new publisher, and it will prompt to you like this. Okay, so in this case, you have to define the topic. Remember what is the topic? Okay, the topic is the location where the data will be published on, in this case, the MQTT broker. All right, so we use MQTT Vino demo events. That's part of my broker. We use // to, in this case, to represent the topic. Like a files or carpets, okay? So, or folders, okay? So I create this. I can use Amazon Web Services topic default, but I can prefer to use my own topics that I already created right now. I imagine my topic and I type it right here. And this is my topic will be like MQTT, like Vnode, and like events, demo events, okay? So, and after that, we have to, in this case, publish the data we need. So I have the location of the data. Now I need the tag that will be published on that topic. So under tag filters, you will be selecting the tag, and you will be selecting or creating a new tag filter. Every tag filter will act as a tag or even as a group of tags. In this case, I have under Vnode already created some tags that are coming from a simulation device. Okay, so if you see here on real time on Amazon Web Services, I created like a group AWS2. It's a temperature with the value, good quality. Okay, and I created by here on the tags, under configuration, under tags, I created a group called AWS, a name of the tag called temp, and I hit, and I just put it like a simulation tag. But remember, if you are working, I don't know, like if you are working with Modbus, you can select the data comes from Modbus, and you can select the tag address for the tag from the tag that is coming from the PLC or the device or whatever. Okay. So in this case, I already use like a simulation tag. AWS temp is part of my tag. So if you go right now again to MQTT configuration, you will be seeing here that the regex pattern it will be the same as the tag path of my tag here on Bino, AWS/temp. Okay, so I hit on save. Okay, that's good. Hit on save. Everything is great. I finished my communication. Okay, and after that, how can I assure in this case that I am publishing data out to Amazon Web Services? How can I be sure that this is working really well? Well, in AWS, you have a part that called test, in which you can test any kind of MQTT communication. Okay, so in this case, I'm gonna subscribe to a topic here, and I put the same topic that I already used on Bino. Remember the same topic, this one. I'm copy and paste it right here and publish the topic. Okay, so right now you will be seeing that the information is already publishing the same data, the quality, the value, and also the timestamp of the data. It comes on queues. All right. So every X time that the MQTT protocol, in this case, or the client, is already set up, I don't know, like every minute you will be publishing the whole information that have been changed on that time. So the whole information will be prompted like here. So this is a real good part in which you will be testing the whole communication. Okay. If you're in this, actually, we're not Amazon developers. We just provide the full communication up to it. But if you are working with Amazon too, if you have any kind of knowledge but on the part of dashboard or shadows or any kind of those features of Amazon Web Services, with this data you can make your own reports, your own data analytics, your own dashboards, or any kind of information you need to provide, or any kind of alarms or whatever you need. You can do it with this data because it's already on Amazon Web Services right now. Okay, so I don't know if you have any kind of questions. I hope you have questions. It's really good to see your question, and it's really good to answer all the questions. So remember that you have the chat pane right now, in which you can share your own questions. I don't know if you can start typing right now. If you have any kind of questions, please.